It's day 2 of the main stage of MSI. I'm joined right now by Busio with coverage brought to you by all of you. Busio, unfortunately, you just lost to AL in a 1-3 series. I have to ask the most important question, which is when you walked out on stage for that first game, you sat down and then you immediately took off the hockey jersey.
Yeah.
And I have to ask, did you have to wear it and then they were like, you can just take it off? Or did you sit down and you're like, it's too hot to wear this? What was the situation there?
It was definitely too hot to wear the long sleeve.
Yeah.
And even personally, I don't like gaming with long sleeves just because of the friction.
Okay.
Or you can roll it up,
Yeah.
but then it feels kind of stiff here.
Right.
So I'm just not a long sleeve guy.
Okay.
But I really like the jersey's appearance, so of course I'm going to wear it for the walkout.
Okay, gotcha. I forget if I asked you this, but I maybe talked to some of your teammates about it. When I visited the FlyQuest office, you were in the scrim room and you were just wearing a tank top. So if you had the opportunity to, would you just wear a tank top on stage?
I don't know about on stage, because that's just not very presentable.
Okay.
Very informal.
Yeah.
But I do wear it in the scrim room because
Okay.
we keep it at a light 76 at the lowest.
Yes.
Recently we've been reaching 78s
Yes.
because the AC is not working that well.
Okay.
So yeah.
Did you heard about the conversation I had with Inspired about this?
No, I did not.
It's documented on it. So Masu came on Hotline League.
Yeah.
And he was talking about it. And then I confronted Inspired about it, and he claims it has nothing to do with him. And it's not his fault.
No.
Yeah.
If it's below 74, he
Yeah.
starts saying it's way too cold.
Okay, yeah. He was saying you guys keep it at you all show up wearing long sleeves, which is interesting because you just said you don't like long sleeves.
I think Moss is the only one wearing long sleeves.
Okay, yeah. He conveyed that it was everybody else. So Masu, don't look at me, Masu. It's Inspire this issue. Do you think that this drama is what's holding you guys back from international success?
Not really. I think it might be an advantage because stages tend to be very, very hot, and
Yeah.
we're practicing in a very, very hot environment.
Okay.
So if anything, it's kind of simulating the stage environment very well, and that's an advantage for sure.
Yeah. All right, trick question, trap that you've fallen into. What is the reason you're not finding international success?
The reason we aren't?
Yeah, because you said it's not the long sleeve situation or the drama. So what's happening?
I would say it's gameplay.
Okay, not draft.
I don't really think too much about that because that's not my responsibility,
Oh,
and
really?
I don't
Okay.
understand it as well
Yeah.
as some of my more experienced teammates or my coaches
Yeah.
that put more thought into it. I could see some of our drafts being hard to play, but all I'm
Yeah.
thinking about is the solution or what we need to do to make our draft playable.
Okay.
Is
Is this true, or is this just the way you're dodging the question?
No, I'm serious.
Okay.
I could tell in some of the games, this feels kind of hard. We're in a good spot, but I
Yeah.
still don't know what I can do in this team fight. But there are solutions you can do, and if I do those properly, and then I still can't win, then I'll
Yeah.
complain about the draft. But every single game, I still could do things better. That would, even if we had a bad draft, I'm not sure if we did.
Yeah.
It'd still be playable and winnable.
So you just during pick ban, you just bring off.
No, I'm thinking about it, but I'm after the fact, in between games, I'm not going
Gotcha,
to start
okay.
complaining about the draft.
Yeah. Okay. And seemingly you won't complain about it after the games either.
Yeah, maybe
we're
when I
after the game.
rewatch and
Okay,
everything,
all right.
then I'll start complaining about draft. But I know I made
Okay.
mistakes, so I can't complain about the draft.
Okay, got you. So unless you have a perfect game,
Correct.
you feel like you can't complain about the draft.
Yeah, it's the same as I can't complain about my teammates
Yeah.
unless I'm having an absolutely perfect game. Then I can start complaining.
Is this an opinion that your 4 teammates share?
No. And that's fine. That's good. You need people to challenge the coaches about their draft.
Yeah.
And even our coaches said oh guys, we made some mistakes here in draft, and that's
Yeah.
normal. They're not going to have a perfect draft every single time. The same way
Yeah.
we don't play perfectly every single time.
What happened between game 1 and game 2? Because game 1 was beautiful. And I think G2 had a similar situation yesterday.
Yeah.
Now you guys were more competitive in the next 3 games than G2 was in theirs, but I was riding a little bit of a high after game 1.
Yeah. I would say game 2 was one of the harder drafts.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Okay, so you do have opinions on the drafts.
Where we do need to play well.
Okay.
Like mine and Masu's matchup
Yeah.
is hard, but if we play really well, then it's actually fine.
Yeah.
And then our champs are strong later in the game.
Right.
But we just didn't play, including myself. I made I need a rewatch, but definitely we weren't on the same page and doing stuff properly. So our matchup got really, really hard. And then the game was really, really hard from at least the bot side, and then other stuff happened as well. So yeah.
Yeah. And then the next 2, I guess because we talked about game 1, game 2.
Yeah.
What about 3 and 4? Because 4 actually felt at times, at least from the chairs out in front, a little bit more close.
Yeah, I would say game 3 felt the closest
Yeah.
for me personally in the game. The one where I was playing Alistar. And that's the one where I need to rewatch the team fights, and I mean, like I already know because like after the game, like the coaches were telling me. Just like some stuff about our comp. Like our comp was very specific with what it did. Like we had a Viego reset comp with a lot of CC and single target damage.
Yeah.
So it's like we want to kill one person, get the Viego reset, but we can't get too excited after because we don't have a lot of juice. But at the same time, you can't just like straight up go into the Braum. That's
right.
Braum's one goal. So we had to get creative. For example, like I have to combo once, use my Phaser's kite out, and then re-engage on my next combo when Braum has no shield. So that kind of like creative problem solving can make a more like difficult draft playable. And very winnable. So like I'm disappointed in myself. I wish I had better understanding of that in the game, and we could have easily won that game.
Yeah.
You know.
I am wondering how much you're feeling like the Masu in Canada presence, because it was really cute. So I know you couldn't see this because you're on stage, but before the start of the first game, you know, they showed Masu's family in the chairs in front.
I saw.
And then they aired this video of Masu talking about how he's like wanting to make his family proud. It's so cool to have them out, and like showed his family reacting to all this stuff. And then throughout the games, they had a lot of shots of his family, not during any of Masu's misplays, but during the other parts, you know. And it was very heartwarming. So I don't know if you've experienced any element of this, or if they've been around the team or anything.
They haven't been around the team today, but I did see some of like the video when we were waiting for the walkout. I saw some of the video, so I really wish I could have played a little better and won for Masu.
Yeah. It is very fun to. I think the Canadian crowd is just really happy with him. So there is a sense from a lot of analysts that I've seen that believe that even some European analysts that you are the best chance for the West to perform well at this event. That you guys are outpacing G2 and Koi are just the stronger teams. So do you agree with that? And if so, how true is it? You know, is there a big gap between you guys?
I wouldn't say there's a big gap. I think if we're having a good day and everyone's on, we are the best Western team. Yeah. But that's not always bound to happen every single series. So it kind of just depends on the day. Yeah.
Right. Well, you said not every series, but there's a series that's going to be taking place at about, let's
2
say,
days?
It's about 40 hours, I think. So, 2 days. On the 4th of July, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed that, but yes.
Okay,
Independence Day.
Sure.
And it's going to be you versus G2. How's that match result going to go?
Yeah, I mean, we're just going to have to win because it's the 4th of July.
Yes.
Probably 3-0.
3-0, okay. Yeah. 3-0, 3-1. Okay, so there's a chance.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, we can make mistakes.
Yeah.
We can make mistakes. We made mistakes today. We'll make less next series.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
But you anticipate beating G2. Do you think there's any world where it's a 5-game series, or are you just like incredibly confident?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's a world where we can lose, for sure.
You know, I'm trying to gauge your confidence.
Yeah.
Where's the Busio? Like okay, imagine there's like a green bar.
Okay.
And like your face is there, maybe like in the tank top that I know you like to wear. And like you're moving somewhere along the green bar. What percentage is the green bar filled up in terms of your confidence against G2? Drew will animate all this later, right, Drew?
Yeah, like 65-70.
Okay, 65-70. Yeah. All right.
If we have a good day, we will win.
All right.
If we have a midday, it's going to be a banger. Okay. If we have a bad day, we're going to lose.
All right. And you think there's a 65% chance of you having a midday or a good day?
Yeah, a day good enough to win.
Okay. Yeah, 35% chance to have a bad day that's a pretty high chance.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Well, not a bad day. It's a not so good into bad day. You know, it's a spectrum. It's a gradient.
Okay. You've added a fourth category now, because previously it was good, bad, mid, but now you're like not so.
It's
good.
Not that simple, Travis.
Okay. Well, it was the way you presented it.
It's the future.
I was just following your lead. Anything that you want to say to any of the fans out there?
Yeah. Thank you guys for supporting. I believe we can still go far in this tournament. I will learn a lot from this series. I didn't think I played horribly, even though I'm sounding kind of down on myself. I think we had very good moments, and our laning was pretty solid in some of the games. And just gonna rewatch the series and be better for next.
Yeah. Where can people find the hockey jersey?
On the FlyQuest's website.
Okay. I only wanted to mention it because your designers are very good, and the people that are in the audience keep talking about how cool they are, because Canadians like hockey.
They're very cool. And I like wearing it. I just can't game with it, but I really like wearing it because it's a very nice, oversized feel. Yeah.
But a lot of people probably game in cold rooms because they live in Canada, for instance, and so they would be able to game in it.
Yeah, and there's no Inspired in your room, so the room's going to be colder.
Yeah. I was not paid for this, but I think they're cool. I like that they did it, so I'm just gonna shout it out. Thank you, Busio, for the interview. Looking forward to seeing you smash G2 on the 4th of July and bring back respect to my country. You can check out the rest of my coverage of all things MSI right here on my YouTube channel. Here we are in Vancouver, Canada for MSI, and you know, I get to travel a lot for work, but I don't get to travel a lot for vacation, which is why when Enchanted Travel, who are big League esports fans, reached out to me and said, hey Travis, we'd love to send you on a trip if you could let people know a little bit more about us. I said, yeah, that sounds fun. I worked with them to go to this beautiful resort in Mexico that you're seeing now. What I loved about working with Enchanted Travel is that they're a great travel agency out of Nebraska. And I know when you hear travel agency, you probably think what I thought, which is like, oh, there's gonna be all these fees. It's so much cheaper for me to book my own travel. No, what's really cool is they take their fees from the hotels that they send you to. So you're not paying anything extra to work with them, which is fantastic because working with them is wonderful. Customer service is their #1 priority, and they will never send a client to a destination or hotel that they haven't been to personally. They offer 24/7 travel assistance, so if anything goes wrong, you just call their number instead of calling some faceless organization that has a website that you've purchased a trip from. Their goal is to hear what the client wants and make recommendations based on what they're looking for, which is exactly what I did. I told them I wanted something a little bit more relaxing, something where I could chill and maybe not do too much adventuring, because I do enough esports adventuring as it is, and they helped me pick the location that I was looking for, and it was fantastic. So look, they're League fans, they're authentic, they're awesome. If you're thinking about making a trip or going on some sort of travel excursion in the future, please just give them a try. I have a link to their description below, and if you mention that I sent you to them, they will hook you up with a little extra gift for your trip. So thank you so much to Enchanted Travel for partnering with me on this. It was super cool to do this, and it's a little different to work with you know, a smaller business that just wants to create really great experiences for their customers. So check them out.